are live.
Oh, hello. My music's very loud. I'm gonna turn my music down and turn this up.
Turn my music up.
Okay. Hi everyone. You guys are watching me stream now. Last time I was working on a bit of this kind of physics, like physics prison kind of simulator, this physics brawler thing. I'm trying to like make fun interactions happen with physics in a sort of in this kind of prison-like setting. I want a lot of like destruction, and I want to be able to hurt people and for it to be fun. I haven't got them fighting back just yet, so it's still a lot to do here. This is now about a week old or so, so it hasn't been going on very long. But there's like a few things you can do. Kind of pick up pipes, you can throw things, pick up more pipes, and you can throw people around. And now their heads kind of get dented. You can smash them a bit. And there's some sounds in. Got some sounds from Jason. So it's like starting to come along. This toilet is still very boring. Oh, I've got much better swinging here. It's kind of... Oh! And there's a cell phone that rings, which is just a block. And here's where you get told, good job, you are now going to be sent to maximum security because you've proven yourself to be a hazard to the rest of humanity. Which is what we wanted, I guess, which is why this guy exists. Oh, and there's a kick button. Kicking's pretty fun. Yeah. And you can also tear the briefcase out of his arm, that's pretty good. So, I don't know who's all watching. Maybe Terrence can tell me, but there were some good suggestions last week in the stream. One of them was that I should watch a movie called Brawl in Cell Block 9. It's like a sort of a film about a guy who kind of gets framed to go to prison, and he has to like it's actually a really dark story. He has to do some stuff because they have his wife basically, and they try not to completely like damsel her sort of, and but he's like actually this quite unlikable guy who's like super hard even to his wife. Again, the movie ends with him telling the movie ends with him just before I don't want to give too much away, but there's like a emotional climax in the movie where he tells her he loves her, which given his character is actually quite a big move, but that's kind of obviously a bit ridiculous for a normal human being. He's just that hard the whole movie. He's just like, it's Vince Vaughn just being like a cold, feelingless badass, but he's actually sort of a good guy. He has 2 American flags, so you know he's good. Anyway, so this is what I got, and I want to add a bit to this. So I was thinking about toilets, and what I think might be good is if... I'm trying to drop kick this phone. Yeah, gotta make that better. I was thinking about toilets and how if you broke a toilet you would get like pools of water. And I was looking at these photos of, what is it? Photos of prisons, and they often have these like kind of, well, sometimes they have porcelain toilets. Like I guess this is the kind of like environment I'm kind of describing, with these kind of cinder block walls and these sort of normal looking toilets. I don't like these steel toilets much because they won't break, and breaking's good. I was also looking at tiles on walls here. So this kind of toilet, I guess, cinder block walls, which is kind of what I got, and I'm eventually going to maybe make the walls themselves break, so you can make holes in them and go to different environments. But you know, a broken toilet would probably squirt out water, and water would interact nicely with electricity. And so the other thing that's like quite cool in some of these prison photographs, like say this one, is the wiring's all like done super cheaply because it's all on the outside of walls. They don't. I think these are really you know, the wiring is always like exposed when there is wiring. Like they never build it into the wall, and I think it's because it's just cheap. I think so that's how you would do it, except for maybe water pipes. And you see that, yeah, like it's just things are exposed, which kind of is fun if you're thinking about it in a destructive environment. And I think it would be super fun if I could put some wires that you can kind of detach and then connect to other things and then make that interesting. So guess that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll see how far I can get with that. But so this thing here really could be something you can manipulate if I make it manipulable. Oh, another thing that kind of happened was you can now, these things sort of take a force when they get knocked out, which is kind of fun. They didn't look they didn't look very metallic. Maybe I'm gonna have to sort that out eventually. Yeah, but that'll like, destroying the environment's so good. I just want more reasons to do it. So yeah, if I could blow up this, I could, look at you, Doug. If I could get Doug and kind of break this pipe here, and then electrocute Doug, I think that might feel pretty good. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Yeah. So what I'm going to start with then is making these things fall apart. They're just tubes at the moment. I'm going to put something behind them after that, I guess. Probably can just have capsule colliders. Ooh. Is that good? Is that going to be good? Probably. Okay. I'm going to make one of these a prefab so I can work with it a bit better. What if I got seating? Yeah, here we go. Wire tube. That's the seating one, so all exactly, what is it? Is it a meter tall? They're all exactly the same size, which makes things easy in terms of placing them out. And I think the ceiling's exactly 4 meters high, so that's simple. So let's give it a rigid body, make it kinematic. I guess it's going to have some impact sounds. I'm just going to make it sound like a pipe, I guess. So let's make it sound like a pipe. Metal pole. Just make them not make too many sounds there. It's going to be light. This is actual tube. If you broke this, what would happen? I kind of want to stick a wire in it, but then how's that gonna... Do I have to have a... That doesn't work. I wonder why. Okay, I can do that. Why is hitting them not work? Oh, probably needs like some sort of smashable component. Damageable? What is it? What's on a pipe? How is a pipe made? Wire tube. Select pipe. What is in here? Impact sounds. Damager. Oh, become loose. That's what I needed. Lots of scripts in the way I'm doing things. Yeah, if Terrence, maybe let me know if anyone's asking for anything. I don't have the Twitch chat like right up in front of me, but Terrence is going to keep me abreast of things. So, oh, it was Pilroy last time who suggested that I watch Brawl and Cell Block 99, and it was super good. Also, there's a lot of physical effects in it, like people's faces being crushed with obviously, I guess, being molded in like, you know, like with physical effects and like making up and then filling it with blood and then just smashing it or shooting it with a bullet or that, which is always quality when a movie doesn't just turn things into digital, just layer digital garbage on top of them instead, like actually like get stuff wet. And oh, there's a great scene also when a person's face gets ground off, which is a good idea and something I'd love to have in this game, I guess, if you could just grind the skin off the front of someone's face. So that's gonna work. So what do we got now? No! Come on. Oh, okay, that sort of works. Yo. Okay. What would happen if I just filled this with wires? What would happen? It's probably gonna fuck out. Let's try it. If I add capsule, this can't work. This can't work. Let's try it though. I guess I'll stick it in. I'm gonna go from the top. That's pretty good. What? So I've already got. Where is it? These wires. I'm just gonna be repeating this. Black wire. Okay. Where is it here? Trouble with like this monochrome format is like it's actually hard to see what's going on some of the time. Guess I could hide some of the walls. Are these not walls? These are walls, yes. Okay, just gonna make it slightly easier. Okay, here we go. Capsule. Guess we'll pull this wire. Probably make a script to create this, but for now, I'm just gonna do it like this. Oh, this sucks. So the problem I've got here is this tube's not an actual tube, because obviously it's a convex collider because it's in unity. So if I make a wire leading out of this, it's not necessarily going to actually work like a wire. I'm going to have to figure that out. And it's not going to just be able to go along it. This is just wire start. I've got to figure out a way of faking this. Maybe it's not there until you smash it. I probably need like a concept of this as a whole pipe, and each segment's like associated with particular segments of the wire that's inside. Maybe. Okay, let's see. Let's see. That is not the right amount. You can see it's probably where I want my, actually no, that's always, but that's probably where I want my join to be. So I'm going to put it there. And that first one's not going to join onto anything because this top one's actually a fake. Wire 1. This is a very precise science. A lie. It's actually very imprecise. Okay, so this one 2.88, 2.8. Yeah. Well, that's gonna take forever, though. Fuck. Okay. 2.72. 2.64. 2.56. 2.48. How many is this? Wonder. Okay, I'm gonna add something to this. I remember. So when you grab it, this needs to be a grab interface, which this is like a little piece of code that activates if I do grab it. I don't care about these. What I do care about is that it's so it stops being kinematic, which is great. But what I'm going to do here is, I guess I'm going to make a list of game objects that this should enable. And those are going to be the wires behind it, so that they only really appear when the thing becomes kinematic. No, the opposite of kinematic. Because that way the wires won't collide with this thing while it's static. Okay, so these hidden objects, become loose, or appear as soon as the thing becomes loose. Body. Game object. Okay. Guess I'm gonna put a wake function here and just make sure these things are hidden at the start. Okay. Make a few more of these. Looks pretty good. What is the best way of... the best way of doing this is this. Like a lot of manual setup. I think I gotta eventually automate this. At the moment, it makes sense to do this. I think this makes sense anyway. I think this makes sense. Okay. Let's try. Definitely able to put this as part of the preform. Okay, just set these up. Away. What are these things? Huh. What happened there? Why did that not work? Hidden object. And okay, let's try this again. So we should get some sort of wire behind it. It's probably going to be floating in space or doing something horrible. Oh, well, that kind of exploded everything, I guess. Okay, that's a bit more like what I actually wanted. No wonder that's doing that. Okay. Wonder why that just exploded. It's probably what. I don't know. Okay. I mean, that's sort of what I want, but... that overlap doesn't look right. Oh, okay. Never mind. The overlap looks fine. complicated. Why is that broken? Okay. So it really hates that. Oh, but I like it so much. Cool wire. What if at first this was actually connected to that? And then kind of switched it around when it kind of, yeah, so right now that looks great, right? That's what we want, but now that's gonna do that, which isn't what I want. I mean, could I hard code this? And it's kind of like, I could hard code this. I mean, I probably have to, right? So configurable joint. This isn't gonna work. Join to switch. Join to. This is rigid body. Join to. I don't know a better way of doing this. So this is gonna have to work. Maybe there's a better program out there that could actually do this right. It's not me though. This guy's joined to me, and I want to switch that there. So the body is assigned to. I'm starting to have a nightmare about how this is going to work. Like in that, this is not going to be as easy as I'm hoping it is. I'm going to assign it. I thought I did assign it. Alright. I guess if... Okay, so obviously only do that when it's actually connected. Okay. Look at that. I mean, it's a bit naff, but it worked. Naff is, I mean, working is good. This can't actually hurt people. I guess the problem is, what if I do this in the wrong order? That? It's the worst problem for now. It feels kind of weird, right? It won't really work like this. I guess it's gotta just be more. Maybe there's no easy way of doing this. Maybe what I'm trying to do is impossible. Could that be the case? It could be. How cool is it gonna be if I can get this to work? Oh, that's wrong. See if that works. What I've just done, hopefully, is made it possible to grab these things at a more sensible kind of location. Sort of sensible. Sort of sensible, but not quite sensible. Oh. These are weird directions I've chosen. Okay, center. These are more interesting positions. I think I'm just gonna fake this wire for now because I want to get onto the next thing. Yeah, it's better. Of electrocuting people. Because that's what I'm really here to do. How does this work? I really need to push this through the wall. That's weird. Okay. That's the thing I'm gonna have to look into. Anyway. This rope's pretty cool. Should probably, I guess, stick one of these things. But like, slightly bigger. And without a rigid body or an impact sound. All this here. Do the same at the bottom, just, you know, to give this a feeling of permanence. Like that. If I remove that, there's still, you know, some feeling of why. How much better is this with sound though? If anyone saw it last week, the fact that there's sound in some of these things, even if it sounds quite imperfect, like, really adds a lot. Yeah, the other thing these guys do now, I guess, is they get a bit messed up. Like this guy's actually been punched around a bit. So he's pretty, really, he's struggling with life. It's like things aren't going well for him. He can't hold his head up. And now he's going to be about as fucked as things can be. He's probably one kick away from falling over completely. Huh? Still has a bit in him. Yeah, that's it. Okay. More wires. So that's about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna do this. 4, 2. This is what I'd call good enough. These guys. Oh, these are the tops, no wonder. Okay. Okay. Just a bit more setup here. Making these things appear. And they get broken. So only this one currently. What's that? 5. So this will have 11 to 10. This will have 17, 16. This will have 23 to 22. This will have 29 to 28. And if this all happens exactly that way, this will work fine. Of course, in real life it's not going to happen that way. But, you know, this is sort of... It's bad. Maybe I should... I have an idea. I mean, that kind of works, right? So, of course, in the middle of this, I actually don't want these things connected. I want the wire broken here. 17 is not going to join the 16 at all. In fact, it's not going to have a configurable joint on it. And 16, it's not going to be right there. So, what I could do, I wonder. Oh no. I'll change this to... This is not going to work out for me, but I'm going to try it. No, it's the wrong one. This is not going to work very well. Damn it. Okay. Not successful. I'm not quite sure why.
I hate that I'm writing a long email to Unity, just understood my bug report and marked it as flight time. Sorry. So time to unscale delta time is not actually an unscaled version of delta time. It's simply wall time between the start of this ring and the start of the previous ring. Which means if the editor is paused, you get these enormous timestamps, right? Which is wrong, right? So pausing the editor should have no effect on the simulation. And if time.unscale delta follows to mean that time.timescale is 1, you should have identical behavior between unscale delta time, right? But they handle pausing. So it made a bug for this. It's a bit of a reproducing kit where it tried to like explain why this is a problem and then it's extended to this is by design. You see like time that one doesn't take into account time scale. And that's why it's like different. No, it's you don't understand this at all.
So I think the example is good.
You know what? This might be close enough.
Literally anytime you're using time.unscale
I could also.
you pause the editor.
Right, but even outside of the
Nah. Okay.
if your game is set to not simulate previous progress,
I could sort this out
yes,
later.
that's time where there's massive issues.
What's important here, actually,
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. You're right, it's an email and like,
is that these little things
fucked.
have
Also,
sparks.
We know that big time
Whoa.
scale timestamps are bad because there's a maximum timestamp that applies to scale
Oh,
delta,
that's
not
not-
timestamp.
These things can electrocute stuff. That's really what I care about.
Like,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
the whole like, oh,
Wonder.
unscaled delta time.
Maybe these things need to
doesn't
break.
Increase when the thing, or like continues to increase when the thing is paused because timescale 0 is like completely the same point of what the bug is about. It sort of looks like
Maybe I don't need the waterfall now. I could just zzz, shock a guy like that. Yeah, why not? That sounds good. I'm gonna make a little spark effect. I guess I need some sort of circle graphic to do this.
But yeah, it's a good point that like the application is like constant progress. That is also
I assume
So I'm making a circle here. This is going to be my material for the particle system of the spark.
like, and the thing,
So I'm gonna
the reason why it is
fix
this way, I
there.
imagine, is because it's just literally like, oh, unscaled delta time doesn't need to be, doesn't need to be scaled, so we can just use wall time. It's like, hang on.
Make sure this is a sprite. And where is it? It's like 16. When this is active, I'm going to put a spark system. Yeah, those don't look good. Mission. Looping's good. Duration good.
This isn't particularly important. Something I wonder about sometimes. So like application, because I see this it's like
Okay. There we go. The emission shape needs to be a sphere. The radius needs to be tiny. And also velocity over lifetime. Is that where putting the gravity?
Right.
No. It's like up here.
So it just works.
Gravity modifier.
That way. Really works.
Wait,
It's
six.
natural.
Obviously the renderer needs to have a sprite. I think this is just
Still
a...
feels intuitive. Yeah.
How do you assign a sprite to it?
So I guess I think of this as like relative to gravity as well.
Not like that, okay?
So maybe this is fine.
I guess I'm gonna make a material. This is a better way of doing this. And this is particles.
I'm used to it now.
Standard.
I was like, whoa,
This
whoa,
is
whoa.
standard. Unload
But I got
ready.
used to that.
And okay, that worked. Yes. Start flight to 3, start speed. I'm gonna make some of them appear last a little longer, and I'm going to make stretchable ones. I'm gonna make their size over lifetime. Do something like this, because we want them to look like sparks. Okay. It's all very well, but their size needs to be just way smaller. I don't really want it in every direction actually. Of a cone, I want the cone to be at about 90, the angle to be at about 70. You went bad. Full gravity, start speed is really, and we also definitely want collision with the world. Yeah, that's better. Still not small enough. this will be hello. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Oh, gross. That soft particle factor is hurting it. So you can see they're like nigh invisible. Okay, yeah. I guess I need a little. Does it have a color over lifetime? Why is it? It's a cock. Probably need trail actually. Okay. That trail's a bit hideous. I wonder if you just turn render off. Oh, no, you can't. What if you put none? Yeah, that's pretty good. And this whole thing probably. Is it just 1.6, 7? What? I got the wrong. Okay, that's better. Okay. This is meant to be more like. Okay. That's more like it. Okay. So I got my sparky thing, I guess. No, that's not good. Maybe these trails are bad. Cool. Okay. This thing's sparking. I suppose if I just add a just a bit of a face camera object. Put a little animation on this. And jitter. So add property. Scale. Oh, sorry, this. Happiness is asking about Gorn for PlayStation VR, and I think the answer to that is better answered by Ruan, but it's coming soon-ish. I mean, it's on the horizon.
Evan. Don't ever say that.
No, okay. I mean, the answer is it would be very stupid not to do Gorn for PlayStation VR. It's not going to happen before there's a final version of the game out. I mean, if we don't do it for PlayStation VR, like that's why would we not do it for PlayStation VR? It was also
Someone asking you for a Broforce update.
yeah, but it's I'm not giving a date. I'm saying of course it's going to be attempted.
So the other problem
But
is
there is a concern about actually making it work on the platform
Yeah.
in a non-room scale environment.
so the reason that it has taken so long, well, no work has been done on PSVR for Gorn is because Gorn is so dependent on like actual proper room scale.
Yeah, so it's a huge amount of work, which is
So
why
it might not work at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And PSVR is not the same as like Vive or Oculus.
yeah, porting
in
to
terms of
Oculus is like
capabilities.
yeah. There's also PlayStation isn't necessarily as powerful as a PC, so there's a butt ton of really not enjoyable optimization work. I mean, I don't know. Ruan's probably not answered this question on stream, so maybe I should just give the same answer
That's what I
again.
was getting at. It's like, you should take a cue from Roy.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nah, I don't think.
So the point that I want to make
I can't
is,
even speak
is
for
that
Ruan.
doing PSVR version of Gorn is not as obvious as it seems, because there's a whole bunch of actual technical things that people are like, why are you just not taking this free money?
It's not free money.
And yeah, there's reasons why the money is like actually, you know, like in a pit of vipers or something,
Or worse.
or like actually it's on like a big mountain and it's not very much money and things like that. I don't know if this analogy holds up, but
Super helpful metaphor. Thanks, guys.
or it's money that you. No. Okay, no point.
I wonder if that'll work. That's not working. Yeah, we have a sparky thing. Ooh. Is that animated in... At least I can see where that thing is. Is this particle system being animated in local space? Yes, that's bad. I wonder why that's kind of garbage. Oh, no wonder it was stretching all super weirdly. Yeah, that's gonna be better. It's something. Still could be. Do I have a color of a lifeline? What's doing that? Things I can figure out off stream. But I do need to make the size smaller. That's a look. That's a look. Okay. Okay, got my sparking thing. It's gonna one day look a lot better than that. Ooh. Okay. So let's try and make a thing. Okay. This thing is going to get a collider. To reasonable radius. Then it's also going to I'm going to make a new kind of piece of code which is going to electrocute people. With an electrocutor. That's going to be a thing here. I'm going to make electrocution effect. Okay, the electrocutor on collision enter is gonna look for a character. So to collision dot collider dot get component in parent or character. So it's looking for a person that it's colliding with. So any characters will be electrocuted. But maybe I should just avoid that and just look for the cuter. I'm just gonna look for the electrocution effect. And if the electrocuted is equal null, then electrocute one. Okay, and what that'll do time making a function to be able to electrocute a thing for a duration, and that's what that's going to do. And what this needs to do is then take one of these characters, change all of the materials on the character so it gets all so it's affected by the execution visually. It's also going to make it jitter. So I guess to do that, I'm going to make a few things. Jitter force 10. And I guess I'm going to get all the rigid bodies within it. What else does it need? It needs all of the... I guess it needs all the renderers. And it also needs all of the original materials. Okay, so here is designed to get components in children renderer. I don't know, Terrence.
Hello.
What's the chat look like? Is anyone actually watching this?
People are watching.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I really want to know.
People are everywhere.
Are there any questions? Anything they want to see?
Jaden wants to know, what is this music?
Ooh, it's a very cool band called Tobacco, and you can have impeccable taste too if you listen to them. That's a joke. People don't actually say I have impeccable music taste. But I figured that they were Tobacco is obscure enough that I wouldn't get copyright takedown violations for playing them. And
Insistent.
yeah, well, being both obscure and really good is a pretty fine quality, pretty convenient quality.
Paul Lombard says hi.
Ah, hey Paul.
And he wants to know if you can move the picture away from the code. So, yes.
Yo, that's dumb of me. It's the wrong corner. There we go. Okay, you can probably see what I'm doing there now. If you're trying to follow this.
Make
Going...
a challenge where we only code inside a tiny little box that's where the window is.
So I'm busy trying to make an electrocution effect work, and this is going to be, I almost guarantee, entertaining by the time I'm done. It's worth... Is this okay. Okay, so that's my function for resetting the material back after I've done the electrocution. And I'm gonna have to get a material that is the electrocution material. For now this is gonna look really ugly, but I think it's gonna eventually work. kind of what I want is one of those like cartoony electrocution effects, where the bones show and the body goes black. I think I can do that pretty cheaply and do that in the next 40 minutes, so it will be on stream. I'm going to also obviously be making the guy shake, because we all know when you're electrocuted you jitter uncontrollably, as well as have your bones show through your skin. I think I can do that. I mean, I hope I can do that. I hope this isn't one of those things that looks good in cartoons and like really shit in video games. Already is hard to implement right in video games. So at the end of my electrocution time, I want to reset my materials. And while that is there, I'm going to make this increment, and if it is 1, and this is going to be fun. For each rigid body in bodies, r.add force. Jitter force times round up on unit sphere. Force mode dot velocity change. So I don't want the lighter things to like actually go. Maybe I do. Maybe I want the mass to. Okay, I'm gonna make it an impulse, and I'm gonna sort of dampen the masses effect. You don't want light objects to like completely spaz out and the heavy ones not to move much at all. So I'm going to go 1 plus r dot mass for 2. So the masses effect is about half of, around about half of what it would be, depending on the object. And yeah. An impulse, because impulse doesn't take mass into effect the way, say, velocity change just directly changes the thing, but I don't actually want the heaviest objects to move as much as the lightest objects. I do want some difference. So maybe it's a bit better if this was... So my torso, I think, weighs 1 at the moment, whereas an arm weighs like, or hand weighs 0.2, so this will make an arm receive not as much mass as the torso, but sorry, not as much force as the torso, but nearly as much, like half as much, as opposed to receiving, say, the same amount of force, but being much, much lighter. That makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to try this out. This thing needs an electrocutor, and that causes electrocution. What's a good amount of time for? I mean, I suppose this could be a little bit right. No, it's just. I suppose it should start instantly. And then all I'm gonna have to do is break this thing and carry him over there, and for him to have this. Okay, so this material needs to be kind of transparent, actually. So I actually want something. Oh, that's not gonna work. unlit. Transparent. I think it's got to be transparent. And so it's got to not write to the depth buffer because I want some things to be seen through it. But I also don't want it to not appear at all or something like that. So my strategy is to make a black thing that renders later than other things, but hopefully doesn't write to the depth buffer. So we'll see if this works. It's also got to. I have a feeling this name tag is not going to be effective, which is going to be kind of cool. Come on. Oh, damn it. Okay. So now this is where I start debugging things. Why? Okay. Okay. Does this work? Let's see, where is this falling apart? Okay. I'm not getting anything. Did I not assign it? Okay. Obvious mistake. The electrocutor obviously has to be on the rigid body to receive that call. So that's going to work. There we go. Oh, he looks afraid of it, as he should be. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Did I even assign those? I don't remember even assigning. Why does it? Okay. Something I'm realizing that hand also needs to show through. And if R doesn't equal null, in case I don't know, something breaks. And this hand probably needs a special body weight. I'm gonna make a new thing here. We'll just hand right. Just do huh? Oh. So apparently the new, I suppose it doesn't matter, but the new shaders don't allow you to change the, the new shaders, like standard shaders, and that don't allow you to change the queue order on the shader. seems like a
I mean, it's on opaque mode. Doesn't have to be in a transparent. I'm sure you
Should-
can do this.
so okay. What I mean to say is there's a number here, render queue number,
Yeah, but that's a transparent.
but this is like transparent plus 1,000, right?
Yeah.
So I want something that's like,
So what I'm saying is change your shader to.
but I want it to be more than transparent, right? Like I want to be able to go. This is 4,000. I want something that's 4,100.
Okay, on which shader? The
Or on
shader?
a standard shader, in this
Yeah.
case. I don't actually want it to be transparent. I want to change the render queue. If that makes sense. But there's no
So
option
you
to
want
do
an
it.
opaque thing that renders after
Yes.
transparency.
Yes.
Right. Like I don't know if that.
It's not supported, is it?
Well, it
Anymore.
doesn't make sense. Like transparencies only work if they.
So
happen
the
after.
thing is, I've got another opaque thing, but I want it to render opaque, but not right to the depth buffer. Then I want to be able to render something else after it, so that'll show through it. But those things are also opaque. But like the render order suddenly matters now, because I can't render the. It has to be in a particular order because I'm making things X-ray basically,
Yeah, you might have to do some custom shader stuff, or do like a separate camera.
or just use the
pass.
legacy ones for now.
Yeah.
Because I don't need them to look actually with the standard shader. They're flat. They can be flat color, so I can make them more transparent or something.
Yeah. Yeah, this sounds like a question for Jonathan.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where like Unity. Oh, look at that! Zzz. So I want the bones showing through. You can see how that would be
Right.
cool. But I want this hand to show through as well. Oh, I killed him. Yo, that's pretty cool. Watch this. Watch this.
No, the bones showing is really
It's gonna be good.
Yeah. You should ask Jonathan about this, but he's not allowed to help you because he's working on another game. Just want to make that clear.
Oh, hold on. Watch this. Watch this. I think this will be good. I suppose it also needs to stick to it for a moment, right? Like it's always what happens with electricity. It's like
Yeah.
you
it's
make
like
a temporary
freezing
joint
air.
as well.
You're like, "Ah."
I think this is going to be fun, don't you think?
Yeah. I think that'll be a cool effect. I also think that like you can get some like sort of more systemic emergent stuff if you have like
Yeah.
other things that conduct electricity. and
Well, that's the
stuff like that.
toilets, you know, for a reason.
Like you should be able to put the wire in the top of the toilet cistern and then like dunk his face in the bowl and like have both of you die of electrocution.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe you have rubber gloves on.
I mean, I like how his tie doesn't change.
There should be a tiny little tie skeleton inside the tie.
So I want to basically just get a skeletal thing showing through, but it's basically like blender bones, like just like hexagonal bones. Yeah, fourth wall breaking bones. It's gonna be good. I think his crotch is doing something weird. Anyway, there's some room for emergence here. Okay.
Oh, wow.
This is like it's built.
It's just one from yesterday, so
Okay, bone time.
yeah, it's got transparent.
There's an electricity problem there.
Yeah. I was gonna have
Electrocution. Bone.
It's a top.
This is. Don't actually want unknown.
yeah, so just
Maybe I could. What is? What is before transfer? Maybe if I put this at. So it's like,
no.
and then think it's standard, but with transparent.
3 times square meter. They're actually made.
And then
They're
go
made
to the prisoner.
Yeah, because they're.
Okay.
They used to give you like 150
I guess what I really want here
Okay.
is a.
Yeah, so one thing I wonder about the mining ones is, does it run through roads?
I think I need a
So
thing, just some. Whoa. I just want to. I guess. So I don't really know how to model, so I just sort of hack it. Shift, no? Shift, shift, shift. Is that actually all selected? Oh, I found this out the other day. I just press random keys in Blender and sometimes it does good things. This is not how you're meant to know how things work, but it's sort of how it effectively works for me. What? Come on.
That's the last one.
Yeah, that's it. That's the stuff. And you can scale things, which is rad.
I don't. I fit. Yeah.
And then you can do things like this. And you can,
Yeah,
whoa.
I'm hoping that they'll kind of
No,
hit
Okay, there we go.
oh god,
Okay, there we go.
Oh yeah, no, I'm bugging now.
What?
Yeah, there's no way to get there.
This isn't good news. Okay.
I think you overreached
From the front.
just before the final wave.
Yeah.
Expand up.
Hitler. Too many fronts.
You can do this. Select edge loop.
Yeah.
Batteries.
Come on.
Yeah, because Bones always do this for some reason.
Maybe the buildings actually just blow up.
Okay, these faces.
Yeah, they're done. They're done.
Scale a little bit smaller.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's sort of like a bone. Maybe. I think I can scale it within Unity to make that look like a bone. So this is electrocution bone. Blend. Also exported as an FBX. So it doesn't make a nightmare for someone else who works on this project who doesn't have Blender installed.
Evan, can you say hello to Tony?
Hi, Tony. But I need to ask who is. Have I met Tony before? I don't feel that's a rude question to ask because maybe I should know that. Oh gosh, do I always say hello to Tony? This is starting to really worry me now.
You forget your own mother, Tony. This collar is really making Leroy's neck look fat.
Who's Tony's favorite free liveser? Is it Terrence?
Doubt it.
Could be.
And also, what is Tony's reasoning?
I mean, who's your favorite free liveser, Robbie?
I have my list. I have my
Yeah?
Leroy's at the top.
Okay, Leroy Jenkins #1. I don't know if he's said hello on stream yet. So, Leroy's #1, obviously.
Oh,
Em-
so good.
Employee of the month.
Look at that.
Some good stuff. Leroy. Oh, let's just look at you. No, that wasn't. Not quite making food for you yet. Soon. Okay, I've got half an hour more to stream. I'm gonna sort you out, Leroy. Right. Yeah. Okay, nearly done. Nearly done. Okay. Leroy wants his food. It's about feeding a clock for him, but it's not quite feeding a clock. Okay. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Or maybe I'm not an idiot. I just don't know what I'm doing. I suppose it's different. Okay. So Bones and Blender kind of look like this, I guess, sort of. Not exactly, actually, when you think of it. They're much more like that. Export that again. Yeah, okay. Better. And this bone. The problem I'm having here is it's not the way the bones actually need to work is that their base be kind of at their base. So more like that. So this bone is here, for instance, and then bone for the spine is there. So the spine joint starts somewhere here, I guess. I hope I'm doing it right. Clavicles. Clavicles need bones as well. Oh no. I'm just going to put these on the arms and just see if I'm even on the right track. Doesn't look quite like the right track. Just means the clavicle bones need to be a bit longer. Okay. And so you kind of get these bones showing through like this. This is 5, 7. I think these bones are a bit fat. maybe more like that. Yeah. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Nothing. Probably because this didn't work. This plan. Oh. No, because of that. Okay. It's because, so what happened there was, because the bones are part of the mesh, they got assigned the black material as well, therefore couldn't show through. So actually, what I need is, if shared material doesn't equal bone material, then do that. Okay, so I'm going to make an exception for the bone material, and I'm not going to assign that material to the bones in theory. In theory. Rob, here you go. Oh, there. Something. Whoa. Maybe this jitter is a bit strong. Robbie, can you see what's going on when I do this?
Maybe.
Can you see like there's a skeleton inside of him or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
I do feel like you should stop moving for like half a second or something when he first starts getting like it's
Mm.
You could make it kinematic, make all the things kinematic, save their velocities.
well,
Just like,
maybe, I think what's needed, okay, so the stop, what's really needed I think is the thing that connects, the thing that gets electrocuted gets stuck there. And then like everything else can be jittering, but there's something that's held in place.
yeah.
So what I could do here, what I'm going to make is I'm going to make a thing kinematic, but just that position. I mean, just that, the thing that collides with the electrocution device. Well, I'm going to try that first, and then I'll try, so, numerator, QT. Because the mode is a little hard to see what's kind of going on. Yield, no, okay. So, no. Gonna make a little coroutine here that electrocutes, and all this is really here to do. I guess I'm gonna set the collision through here. Okay, so send the collision through and this thing, which we figured out existed already. So first he starts electrocuting. At the same time, collision dot rigid body dot is kinematic. It's set to true. Then I'm gonna wait for new wait. Field return new. Wait for seconds. 0.5. So wait for 0.5 seconds. And do that. Maybe it's more like 6 seconds. I also think this jitter force is getting a bit out of hand. And I actually think M is assigned to electrocute time over 1 F. So as this gets less, I'm gonna make this less. Actually, I'm just gonna make this more points. So it's gonna start off, well, it's gonna go from 1 down to 1.15. So there'll still be some jittering at the end, but it won't kind of go flying across the room at that point. I'm gonna make this last a little longer because there's that pause at the beginning. Right. There you go. Huh. It just crashed. Oh no, it paused. What? What's the collision? Maybe I need to assign everybody. Not everybody. Maybe the collision. Jason, you want to see something cool?
Push some sound changes.
Oh, okay. Cool. Check this out. Okay, it's very jank.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's gonna be cool. So I've been making this like thing here. So imagine that is like an electrical wire spark thing,
Yeah.
you know, and you can do this. Oh, damn it! You can kick him into it.
You get stuck. Oh my god.
Okay, it's not all working very well yet.
Whoa. That's pretty awesome looking.
Okay, so it's not meant to do
Yeah,
that
okay.
part. How did that even
It's like
happen?
4,000 volts or something.
Yeah. Okay, I had it like
That's cool.
I had it a lot like less ridiculous a moment ago. Yeah. So there.
Yeah, that's cool. Burn marks on his clothes.
Oh yeah. So I'm trying to make him get stuck to that, but for some reason that's. Can you kind of see that there's a skeleton inside it, or how does that read?
Yeah, it doesn't look like a skeleton. It's a weird one.
I mean, yeah, it's a weird.
It's like a skeleton with no legs.
Okay, I'm gonna add the legs though.
Just yell at from the
So annoying.
Let's go around. Should I start making some sounds for that?
Well, I mean, we've got a bunch of electrocute sounds, right?
Okay, cool.
I mean, I can work with this for now.
Uh,
I feel like there's some other effect that's needed, but I'm just not sure what.
I mean, visually or what?
Yeah, I think it needs like lightning around it or whatever, you know. Like it's not. Damn it. Just as Jared starts watching. I have a weird idea. What if?
So getting electrocuted, yes. He definitely needs electricity.
Maybe just like a sort of outline shaking around his body or something.
Yeah.
Like teeth. Yeah, yeah. Like very colorful comic. So like crazy and physics good. That looked pretty
Yeah,
insane.
I've changed a couple things now.
If you kick it, you get stuck too.
Kills them pretty quickly. Maybe this whole... This... I'm gonna put some bones in his leg just because... just like the visuals are... Oh, there we are. Shame.
Yeah.
Poor Graham.
Oh, so that he's called Evan.
Sometimes he's called Evan.
Oh,
I actually killed him there.
yeah, that looks pretty fun. Cool.
Oh yeah, this is much better. Okay.
Okay, come on here.
So the thing about his bones is he doesn't actually have the pelvis bones at all. I suppose he does. It's kind of just implied. I don't know where his knees are either. Yeah, that looks good. 90, it's 90. Oh, he's a rig, eh? Should not be. Oh, it's a full 2 degrees out. Okay, there we go. That's gonna look good. And I guess I could put like I could do this. This is sort of a cheat. Yeah, let's just do that. There we go. He's now got these kind of fake bones there. Oh, there's nothing in his head. It's not gonna work. I guess that's a head. I guess I could give him a skull, but I'm just not going to do that just yet. Yo, Robbie, check it out.
It's much better. It just needs, so the black needs to be like flickering between like black and white.
Okay, I can do that.
Like
Going to lock.
This is electrocution material. I'm gonna make it strobe now, and it's going to like, I've got to put an epilepsy warning before this. It's gonna, if you're prone to yeah, it's actually usually between like normal skin tone and black, like you're like the black things on and off. I'm gonna try flick it to white, but it's not gonna be quite the right.
Yeah, it needs to have something that's.
Oh, hold on. I'm not gonna use white. I'm gonna just flick it to between the current one and the original material. Let's try this. Okay, finish it, kick down. If it's one, reset materials. If it's not one, this is like electrocute materials. I mean, this is the Naruto then style.
Yeah, that's good. But it needs like.
Lightning and stuff?
Yeah. It needs something that's like. Brightness. You know?
Let's try that with
I wonder if you just had like a little bit of. Like a tiny amount of bloom and you made the bones like an emissive material. So that the bones would like. Light up.
Okay, let's try that. I wonder if this will work. Now, Robbie just said I should make the bones emissive. Like that, Robbie.
Ah, yeah, but the emissive color needs to be blue.
How do you make the emissive color blue?
Oh, it's too green.
Yeah, the problem is I've actually got a yellow emissive for some reason in my main camera. Let's just turn that off. It's not working out for me. Where is it? Main camera. I've got
Your
this.
bloom is actually.
Let's just turn that off. I don't need yellow bloom. There's no good reason for that. And then the bone, emissive bone would just be slightly blue, and that'll be enough.
Yeah.
Couple minutes later.
How much?
Couple minutes.
It's like 2 minutes. Yeah, well, I think I've pretty much
Cool.
shown. Oh, sometimes the bones show through. I should just hide them when they're not being used. That's pretty good.
Just need some like sparks.
Jared, check it out. Okay.
Good. Finally finished making a
Yeah?
cool. Yes. Video game.
I feel like you should
Froth at the mouth.
no,
Huh?
like physics should like stop when he's like in shot. You know that thing?
I know.
The frame stop thing.
I
on the
I tried
It's
doing
fine
that.
because it's not an animation.
No,
You
no.
Stop the animation.
I tried setting it kinematic and everything just exploded.
Okay.
But I'm sure I can do that. It's just. Yo, kills him really quickly
That's
too.
cool,
Yeah, I think it reads exactly how it's meant to, but I'm gonna make him stop on the. Look how fucked up it makes him. Look at his like head after he's gone through a bit of that. He's just like. Because the actual thing in this game is only the heads have any health in them, and that like, but so when he does this, he's just like not the electrocution's not killing him. It's like his head's hitting the wall. Or the toilet or whatever. Like that.
Definitely need some electricity connected
Yeah,
How come the briefcase doesn't get
I
electrocuted?
know. It should have a bone in it, is saying.
Oh, you should see like some documents or like
Yeah.
some embarrassing items or something.
Emails. Just a Gmail logo.
Just a dildo.
You should see some emails.
A whole briefcase full of cell phones.
It's time to say goodbye.
Oh no. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope it was electric. Or some other. Damn it. Anyway, I think this is pretty successful. It's like it's pretty much what I needed to get done. I think it's going to be good. You know, in a game with other hazards and like electricities. I mean, obviously you have to hide the bones when you're not working with them, but I really like that this environment's destruction could be used to your advantage. Like having things like this, I think could be really good, and it's going to be fun. You know, like entering a room and looking for ways to defeat your enemies as opposed to just doing the same thing every time. Yeah, I think this is going to be good. Also, I don't know. You know, I feel like there haven't been a lot of games that you can just throw enemies into electrical wires and they die. If you want to mention any games I should play that have this kind of, besides maybe Bulletstorm, and besides most of the games by Arcane Studios, I'm keen to check out like first-person games that where the environment really can be used to kill or disable. Or I suppose Hitman might be another one. Although I don't know if Hitman's like this. Anyway, I'm going to be checking out more games that do this and seeing what they do. But this is making me happy. Also, I like that his tie stays intact. Could put bones in that too, I guess. Okay, anyway,